other people who want to do a certain thing. You have to be an independent thinker.
Yep.
Some of that has to do with this newspaper rag that we have, the Bainbridge Review. There's a lot of talk within the public about you, and I'd like to give you the opportunity to address any and all of these ongoing comments. They seem to have no news. It's not like little Shirley, sold the cookies and now she sent money to Costa Rica for, cleft chin kids or something like that. There's a lot of that missing, the feel-good story about what some of these great community members are doing. Even here at the barn, Bainbridge Artisanal Resource Network, there's, people making kayaks out of wood. There's glass fusion. There's world cooking classes for kids. There's a lot of really cool things going on. And some of these people have a lifetime of experiences that they can share. And I just don't see the paper. It's like 4 pages of ads. It is Ann Lovejoy telling you how to plant your plants. Somebody giving me a recipe, which is ridiculous in my mind because there's so many recipe websites, that populate. Like I'm on New York Food all the time, so every day in my mailbox, here's what you should cook this week. And it just seems outdated. We have 2 pages from USA Today that we kind of co-op, and then there's letters to the editor, and then there's usually like 1 or 2 articles in the whole paper. And it seems like one week you were this glamour girl on a bicycle in front of City Hall. Then the next week, everybody's up your business, for lack of another term. So the accusation is that you, as the mayor of Bainbridge Island, are having a relationship with the deputy mayor. There's possible block voting, that you've moved in with him, and that he's bought you a car. And all this is going through a very difficult time for you because you are currently in the middle of a divorce. And I know you got to watch what you say because you're still in the middle of that trial. Would you like to respond to all those accusations, Bainbridge Review?
It has been really interesting, and I will, I'll start by saying that, for me, it's nothing new. When I was campaigning, I was in 2017. I was on the receiving end of allegations of having lied about graduating from college. So I called my mom down in Berkeley, and I'm like, Mom, can you dig up my diploma? I hope you have it somewhere. And she, sent me a copy, and I ended up posting it publicly to refute the allegation that I'd lied about having graduated from UC Berkeley. When I got on the council, same stuff. Members of the public probably remember seeing me on the Bainbridge Review on the front page. Allegations of illegal development, allegations of being...
Oh, yeah, the well house pump.
The pump house and the...
Apparently
yeah,
you can't.
except I wish it were just the pump house because that's all it was. Allegations of being corrupt or hypocritical, of living in a way that...
That's a good picture of you, at least.
I took that picture after my first day of criminal law.
Nice.
Yeah, I was feeling pretty good about having finally made it to law school.
Anyway,
so.
I don't want to derail you.
Anyways, yeah, no, I'm really happy for the opportunity to speak to this because I took a different approach at the time that these allegations were arising, when they were arising in 2019, and that approach was just to stay focused on my job and to protect the interests of my family, and really my 2 small kids, who were very small at the time. I think I had a baby, 2018. Yep. And Avi is just 21 months ahead. So I was really focused on parenting, being involved in their school life, and also focused on the issues. I wasn't going to let any amount of opposition deter me from doing what I needed to do, from doing what I was elected to do. And in that sense, I think the more I wear my opposition like a badge, because it must mean I'm doing something right.
You like you're okay stirring the pot and...
Well, I can't say it's easy, and I do think it's unfortunate.
Well, it's also
personal.
come whether you want it or not.
It does, and that's the hard lesson of being an elected official is you are in the public eye, and people do wonder about aspects of your personal life, and they wonder how that might interfere with or affect your professional role in politics. And the answer that I have for folks is look to see the quality of the work, look to see their position on the issues. That's where you're going to get to gauge whether or not the things that folks are saying about them in the community are true. Show up to a council meeting, call them on the phone, ask for a coffee. And I guarantee what you're going to learn is that there's another side of the story that has never been told, and that the story that's now being spread out in the community, that's now the salacious, scandalous, really juicy, fun to talk about thing, is probably not true. And is probably just how we play, telephone. I remember doing that in grade school, and how a rumor can
we
start
do it
at
as
one
adults
point
on Bainbridge Island still.
Yeah, and aside from that, because the allegations, unfortunately, were, I don't know how they got onto the public record. They did, and I'm going through divorce. I think most of the community is aware of that now, and unfortunately, it's contentious. Anything I say related to the divorce becomes part of the divorce court record. I think we have enough attorneys on this island and enough folks that have been through divorce themselves that probably understand that. And I just ask the public to, for their respect and privacy. I have 2 small children that are, in the middle of this difficult time in our lives. In terms of my work on the council, my desire to continue my work on the council hasn't slowed me down. In fact, it's compelled me even more, because one of the issues that I've long since been aware of in city government is the treatment of council members, certain council members in our community, by other council members, by mechanisms that we have in place at the city to further these allegations that really relate to a person's character and conduct, have nothing to do with their capacity or their ability to do their jobs. It's really wrong. And I realize just how harmful it's been. It's been personally a challenge, of course. But the damage it's done in the community, the perceptions that have been formed, are really hard to break. The fear that it's kind of spread too. But before I put my name in the hat to run for a second term, I picked up the phone and I called people that I thought would be interested in the role, that would be interested in me helping them to develop them into a leader, teaching them the job. And everybody told me the same thing. No way. Being on that city council is professional suicide. I don't want to go through what you went through. I don't want articles printed in the paper about my personal life. I'm not perfect. I have ghosts in my closet. I'm human. And that's a problem for me, because that is a direct attack against our democracy. If we have structured our government, if we have embraced, and whether or not actively or implicitly by virtue of our inability to stand up to these kinds of things, the effectiveness of these political strategies, then we're losing our democracy because we're scaring people away. And it isn't the first time I've heard that. I've invited people to come speak give public comment in support of race equity initiatives. No. I don't want my name on the public record, because I know what happens when you get on the public record in this community. You then become a target for attack. I don't want to be attacked. And that really hurts. Because we are a community so much better than that. Progressive democratic ideals. We care about each other. You go out there on the street, I guarantee you, if I needed anything from the first person I saw cross me on the sidewalk, he or she would give it to me, as I would do the same. So why? Why this? What is the purpose? Is it really just power, politics, and control? Whatever it is, I want to serve another 4 years so I can work to change it. Because everybody has a voice. Everybody deserves to be heard. I don't care how you've lived, what your preferences